Hello and welcome to a new video, and this one is about how your smartphone is killing you. So I found myself in this situation before where I'm waiting at a train station for a friend, and the first thing I do, it's almost instinctive, so I reach my hand into my pocket and I find my mobile phone. And I say instinctive, I can use words like muscle memory as well for this, because I'm not really consciously doing it. It's just something that I do. It's a reaction to being bored. And it happens again. If you're bored watching the television, maybe not super engaged in the content that's being shown to you, without thinking about it, your phone's in front of you, it's on, and you're scrolling. I mean, this one's pretty rare. I certainly haven't done it in a long time, but I know that some people still do it. You're at the pub or you're at a dinner party with a bunch of friends, you're having a wonderful social time, and you just need a quick hit. So you make your excuse, you pop to the loo and you have a little scroll. It happens all the time, but here's a little bit of insight into why you're doing it and also why you need to stop. The people who design software that goes on smartphones and computers and such like, their goal is to keep you engaged for as long as possible. It's basically how they justify themselves. They're making profits for the company, which is all very well and good for shareholders, but maybe not so much for you. There's various tactics that I've encountered. I mean, I've had a career that's very closely aligned with this methodology, with how you do it. And I found myself at meetings like suggesting ideas of how to keep people coming back or how to keep people engaged in the software that I'm promoting for a longer period of time. So I'm guilty of it, but I know how it works. So a term that I used to be really, well, a term I'm still kind of really keen on because it tells you a lot about psychology, is information foraging. So back in the days where we lived in caves or mud huts or such like, we didn't have supermarkets, so we needed to go out and look for food, be that hunting in forests and wildernesses or picking fruit off of trees, etc. Part of our brain has evolved to forage and keep scanning and looking for things. So we might be looking for brightly coloured things like some red berries or a delicious green apple, or we might be looking for some movement in the trees somewhere, like there's a muntjac rustling in the hedges. We can detect that super quickly because we're evolved to do it. However, this has been taken advantage of massively. This is why product designers and marketers use this term information foraging to get themselves into the mindset where they can get your attention, and it's almost instinctively and it is subconscious. Anyway, we should know by now about dopamine. It's released into the brain and it's a reward system. And of course, when you find that delicious apple hanging on the tree, or you've got a muntjac in the hedge, your brain is there to reward you and tell you that that's good and that's something that you need to pay attention to. With this information foraging business, obviously product designers, marketers are looking to give you a hit of dopamine because that's what makes you feel good about using a piece of software. And it becomes, I'm sure we've seen images, I'll try and find some stock video footage that's free now, of a rodent or something, some vermin in a lab, pressing a button and getting a reward, a little bit of food or something. That's essentially what software companies are trying to boil this down to, is let's just give you more dopamine, press the dopamine button, refresh, like. And what are the consequences? Well, I went on the internet and I went to a website called verywellhealth.com, where they say that high dopamine symptoms include anxiety, increased feelings of stress, excessive energy, an inability to concentrate at work, insomnia and hallucinations. Crikey. So yeah, I'm going to come out and say your phone is holding you back from your work, your studying, your social life, or maybe the use of your phone is. And I'm looking here at like the inability to concentrate. That's something that I've felt when I've been trying to work. And it's not just about being distracted and getting your phone out and scrolling through something or responding to a bunch of messages, catching up with a group chat. It's not about that. It's about when you put your phone down, you're then starving your brain of dopamine. It's not got the amount of dopamine that you've become accustomed to in your brain. And so it's really hunting for more interesting things. And hence you go and get your phone out again. You go and make a cup of tea to try and have a non-digital break from work. And for me, that tends to lead to stress in quite a serious way. So I think my cat's having a wee over there. That's good. Stress, insomnia, the inability to go to sleep or difficulty getting to sleep is again, I think, caused by this. These are all symptoms that a lot of people report these days. We talk about how we've got anxiety or we're struggling to get a good night's sleep. It's all down to your phone farming your dopamine. So I'm going to close off this video similarly to where I started it. I'm waiting for my friend at the train station and I've arrived a little bit early. Now, what am I going to do instead of getting my phone out and having a look and seeing what everyone else is up to? You know exactly what. I'm going to do something that kind of went out of fashion when I was a teenager, people watching. And if you're too young to remember this, people watching is where you just sit or stand in a space and observe members of the general public going about their ways. It's quite fun to pontificate on their intentions and remark at their peculiarities as they go about their business. And that's something that you can't really do anymore because everyone's just got their heads in their phones. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this, and do hit the subscribe button and give us a like because it all helps. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you again as a viewer soon. Thanks for now. Bye.